Hey everybody, Jeff here.
Megan.
Hey, we're back. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've done a video. It's going to be a while before we probably do some more after this little stint here, because we're going away.
Yay!
But before we go away, we get to talk about, this time here, I'll pull it up this way, and then turn it over. We're talking about Chroma Cubes that Fifth Street Games is doing and has on Kickstarter right now. So Chroma Cubes is this cute little family-style game that basically takes coloring. This is a spoiler alert, by the way. At some point, we're going to shrink down, and you'll see us playing behind us. Here's what we did. Megan won. Winner. But I think I colored better.
No.
So basically, what you get is you get these little coloring sheets, and everybody is going to be trying to attempt the same sheet. So you pick which one you're going to do, and of course something like the gifts here is going to probably go a little bit quicker because there's less individual spaces to color in. And then we went with the stained glass extreme Chroma Cubes. And did that one. And then there's this nice little nature scene here. And again, these are the prototypes, so there are other sheets in the Kickstarter itself. And basically you take these, you get these cool dice that you're going to be seeing probably somewhere around us that we're playing with. But you'll get, everybody starts with 6 different dice with symbols and colors on them. And the final components will be like etched or silk screened dice. So for the prototype, we got sticker dice. And each side has 2 symbols on it. And you basically, everybody rolls their dice, and then you only get to roll once. Isn't it like Yahtzee-like? You roll your dice, you look at all your symbols, you look at what you need on your coloring sheet. So each section tells you, like one might say I need 3 yellow, one might say I need a blue, 2 orange, stuff like that. And you decide how you're going to use your dice, mix and matching the symbols. Whatever dice you don't use on that round, you don't get to roll. So it's, in one aspect, it's a save, because you can potentially save a dice or save a die that you don't want to re-roll. In another aspect, it can be a pain in the butt, especially when you get down to where your options are limited and you're really looking for this 1 or 2 things. Megan, during the game, you'll see towards the end, she ended up actually locking herself out. She could not use her dice for anything, and that's one of the end game triggers. Either you finish the sheet, or one player can't use their dice, and then that signals the end of the game, and everybody else gets one more turn, but the person that triggered the end game gets a single bonus point. So everybody else gets one more turn to try to color everything in. I attempted it. I got close, but not quite. Here I had none that only had 2 left. So I didn't get any more points, just getting my one more round. But, I had the opportunity, and that's where I kind of had to think about where I used my dice, and is there anywhere that I could kind of put them to make this work. Chroma Cubes, again, this is a prototype, but whatever the end sheet is going to be, the instructions are a single sheet. It's not even double-sided. Very easy to check out, very easy to learn. For us, there was a nice little color-coded, symbol-coded thing on the bottom here to tell us what symbol matched what color. And, that is the game. I mean, it plays super quick and super easy to teach and kind of puts a new twist on an old family favorite, coloring together. So what do you think of this one?
It's coloring. That's all you have to say. And it's, color by very organized and neat. Even better for me. I enjoyed it. It's actually pretty soothing for a game. Because you're doing art.
Yeah. One of the things you'll kind of, at least with 2 players, and I can see this kind of getting to be more feasible with more players. And as we kind of got down towards the end game, it started to kind of come in. But it also comes with a 30-second timer. And what that is if one player not only assigns all of the dice that they're going to use that round, it doesn't mean that you have to use all of your dice. It just means if you assign all of the dice you're going to use that round and hurry up and color in your spots, if you're the first person to do that and everybody else is still trying to assign their dice and all that stuff, you can flip the 30-second timer, and then everybody has 30 seconds to assign their dice. So they don't have to assign and color in 30 seconds. They just have to decide where they're going to use their dice. And again, if they don't assign it to a section to be colored, they don't get to roll that die. So that's kind of one thing where you can potentially kind of trigger people getting stuck with dice that they might have wanted to re-roll, or to hurry them into kind of making some quick decisions and not getting that that full length of time to kind of, oh, well, no, if I rearrange it this way, I can do it this way. It's like, okay, you got 30 seconds, go. I want to re-roll these kind of things. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of a nice little twist, I think, on coloring. And making a game out of coloring. Yeah, it's kind of cool. From a family aspect, I mean, the shapes, the colors, pattern matching, realizing that, an O is orange and that kind of, I mean, all of these little kind of learny, educational style moments while doing something that families enjoy, coloring and making a little game out of it is kind of cool. The other thing we should mention on the sheets here, and you'll possibly see us doing this while we're playing here, depending on where we end up in the frame. Each section of the sheet has points assigned to it. So, like this middle section here, the first person that colors all of that in will get 15 points. And then the next person, 13, 10, 7, 5. So, it's another one of those decision things you're kind of making as you play the game. Do you focus on one area? Do you use all of your dice so that you can re-roll them and spread them out and have more options later? Or are you potentially taking your options away later because you start early filling in those ones that only need one die? Things like that. So those are all things that you kind of take into consideration while you're doing this. I know, like, I was working on this one section pretty hard, and all of a sudden Meg's like, oh, I did it. And I was like, I was going for the points in that one, and I came so close, and she got it before I did, so at most I would have gotten the next tier down for points. So those are just all little things that you're kind of thinking about. Is this something that's going to come out on a game night? Probably not. This isn't something that, well, okay. In a non-casual gamers game night. Probably not. This is not something that's obviously going to appeal to hardcore gamers.
No.
Is this something that you can pull out if you have casual game nights, if you have people over that just want to game casually? Family, nieces and nephews, your sons and daughters, all that kind of thing. This is a good family game night. We just recently had a gaming weekend. Usually during the gaming weekend, Megan invites some people over as well for at least one of the evenings where they're not big gamers. Something like that, and there's a single... The polar opposite of this game is the draw for them to come over, but I think they would all still probably play this game first or whatever. So there is some appeal here. And, as somebody that plays games across a wide range, and somebody that has played games with kids and introduced games to kids, and somebody that's teaching games off and on, I think this is pretty solid. I think this is an interesting twist on just sitting down with a coloring book and just color. This is, there's a little bit of interactivity here. The one thing we didn't really do during the game, which probably would have helped you if you would have thought about it when you were locked up, we could trade die. You can trade a die for a die. So when she was completely locked up, she had potential to maybe get out of that situation. But she just doesn't play well with others.
I don't. How do you know if you win?
All right, so final thoughts on this one. What do you? What do you think overall in this one? As far as okay, this is on Kickstarter right now, and I'll just mention real quick, it's going until November 2nd, 2014. And Phil asked if we would take a look at this. I knew Megan would probably like it, so we did kind of. I talked to her. We kind of squeezed it in real quick before we go on vacation. So I don't think we got disappointed in that aspect. So who would you say should go out and check this out?
Definitely families. But even so, like, I kept thinking when I taught at an elementary school for some time, and I thought, this would be a perfect thing for elementary age kids. So even educators, I was like, hey, teachers, this is great if you're trying to teach colors and everything, because it's a perft little game. But I really enjoyed it. I could definitely take this on vacation with us.
Nice. So yeah, I always look forward. Phil reaches out a lot over at Fifth Street Games, and I always kind of enjoy when he reaches out because I usually know it's something that I'll get to play with Megan, and he usually probably wants Megan's opinion. And I don't think we've gone too wrong with anything that Phil sent us yet, and this is another one. Fifth Street Games picked this up. They weren't the ones that originally did it. I know they signed it, and it's been out there for a little while, but I think this is a good fit into the Fifth Street Games line. And families, educators, casual gamers, anybody that just likes coloring. There are a lot of people that do that just like coloring as a kind of the soothing thing that Megan was talking about. The puzzle people that put puzzles together, and people that like to just sit down and color, even at our age.
I have coloring books.
Exactly. Well, enjoy this, and kind of almost gives you an excuse to no, I'm not playing in the kids' coloring book. I'm playing a game with other adults.
I thought of my sister and my mom about this game.
There you go. All right. So again, Chroma Cubes over at Fifth Street Games is doing it. It's on Kickstarter right now. It's going until November 2nd, 2014. If this sounds like something that appeals to you at all, definitely go check it out. Again, kind of surrounding us throughout this conversation, you'll see us shaking dice and coloring in and competing on the coloring battlefield. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We will have more videos. I think we're doing a couple more tonight, but we'll be back with other videos as well. So thanks a lot.
Bye.